Now, ano yung warrant ni June Abines? But first of all, who is June Abines? June is a poet. Active siya sa social media. He has a significant following. Maraming beses na siyang naging viral. And kritiko siya ng Administrasyong Marcos. Okay, yung warrant niya was a warrant to search, seize, and examine computer data. So yun yung sinasabi ko. Base uli dun sa batas, the warrant, yung third, the warrant to search, seize, and examine computer data. So tama ba na ginamitan ng ganitong warrant si June? Well, this is something you will have to conclude on your own. But let's discuss. Ano ba ang crime? Kasi usually pag sinesearch ka, may kaakibat na akusasyon, may krimen na iniimbestigahan ka o i-charge ka o na-charge ka na kung kaya't kailangan mag-search doon sa premises mo at i-search ang inyong mga devices. So ano yung crime? Sabi ni Alan, waiting for from Netherlands. I'm such a fan. Sana ma-shout out. Grabe siguro kilig ko pag napansin nyo. Medyo self-fulfilling prophecy talaga. Hi kay Sian. Sian. Tama ba yan? Ay, mali. Sian. Ay. Oo, pasensya na. Sinabayan ko yung nangyayari sa Cebu. Hindi ko pa nasusundan yan. So I'm going to have to try to catch the replays. I've just really super been busy. Tapos inaral ko pa to. I had to figure out what was going on. And yes, alam ko that there are warrants issued under the cybercrimes law, but this is the first time I've seen it actually in action. And I'm slightly disappointed at what had happened to June Abines. Although, hopeful, because it doesn't seem like, at least from my end, in my humble opinion, I think that this is not a case that could prosper. So, let's proceed. So, kagabi, nag-post si Ernest Abines, isang Makata, he's a poet, and at isang kritiko ng Marcos administration, ng medyo matalinhaga na post na dumating daw ang PNP at kinukuha ang kanyang desktop at saka cellphone. Nung una hindi maliwanag taking my home ang sabi, but apparently it's a home computer and his cell phone. So, may ilang kumbaga, most of us who are commenting and who are often online understand that there is such a thing as this. I've just never seen it happen to somebody we know. And then medyo how do you call this? It was a little confusing because for me, it didn't seem to jive with what the crime was. Okay, the crime that they're trying to enforce is. So normally this is for the enforcement of cyber crimes, no? But it appears to me that the cyber crimes law seems to be a bit extreme. Kasi normally, yung mga, let's say, kung ihahalin tulad ninyo sa wiretapping, ang pag-issue ng warrant dito sa cyber crimes law, parang medyo extreme. Kasi sa wiretapping, you're allowed to get a warrant to eavesdrop on conversations. Normally protected yan. May right to privacy ang lahat ng tao. Pero in this case, dun sa wiretap, usually you're allowed to get a warrant for wiretapping if it pertains to national security plus or kidnapping in addition to the list of national security cases. Pero dito sa cyber warrants or warrants that are issued under the cyber crimes law, parang kahit yung maliit na kahit yung hindi na nga kino-consider na criminal, it's still a crime on the books. There's still libel, and libel is recognized as it can be committed online. So yun po yung tinatawag na cyber libel. It's still libel, only it is committed with the use of a computer or device that allows you to go online. Right. So medyo, and that's why it seems a bit shocking for some people. It's because normally nga warrants for things like wiretapping are reserved for the highest state interest, meaning yun nga yung mga crimes that affect national security, plus of course yung kidnapping. Dati talaga kasi hindi sang-ayon ang mga lawmakers natin to there's always this zone of privacy na pinoprotektahan nila. So privacy of communications plus yung privacy, secrecy of bank accounts, all of that. And dito, ang nangyari is that we approved a law called the Cyber Crimes Law. And it allows, then the Supreme Court has upheld its validity, it allows law enforcers to do several things. So let's look at the tingnan natin kung ano yung ginagawa. This is from Divina Law. They have a nice discussion here. It's a short discussion on cyber warrants. Okay, the rule on cybercrime warrants includes 4 types. warrant to disclose computer data. This means that the computer data is with law enforcers. Tapos, it will allow the law enforcer to disclose the subscriber information, traffic data, relevant data, and so on. But the law enforcer is allowed to retain a copy of the disclosed data and provide that details are kept strictly confidential. Okay. The warrant, then there's number 2, the warrant to intercept computer data, which authorizes law enforcers to listen, record, monitor, or surveil the contents of communications through electronic eavesdropping or tapping devices while the communication is occurring. So you're having a conversation, you call up somebody, let's say through Facebook Messenger. It allows the law enforcer to eavesdrop on your conversation while it is ongoing. Okay? Not before, not after. Tapos ito, meron pa the warrant to search, seize, and examine computer data. That's number 3. Authorizes law enforcers to search the particular place for items to be seized and examined. Ibig sabihin, pwede silang kumuha ng warrant para i-search ang bahay nyo para hanapin yung inyong computer or cellphone. Kaakibat niyan, yung 4th warrant, the warrant to examine computer data, which means na once na-seize nila yung iyong device or gadget, they can search the computer device or gadget or computer seized during a lawful warrantless arrest or by any other lawful method. So, pwede yung warrant to seize the computer data, kaakibat niyan yung warrant to examine the computer data. Okay, seize for items to be seized, tapos to examine. Okay. So, take note ha ulit, pwede silang makinig, but only while the communication is occurring. So, the rest of the time, you need to get a warrant to search and seize and examine the data or to search a computer device or computer seized during a lawful warrantless arrest or other lawful method. Now, so we know that the warrant can be valid. May batas talaga that allows these things. Eavesdropping, seizure or disclosure of your computer data, warrant to examine, and then a warrant to seize your computer or your cell phone during a warrantless arrest. Right? Sabi dito, the warrants shall only be effective for the length of time as determined by the court. So if the court issues the search warrant, then and the warrant is good for only 10 days. Pag hindi nila ginamit yun within 10 days, they're going to have to secure another one, but also explain to the court why they were not able to use it the first time. Pwede rin i-extend yung effectivity niya if justifiable yung reasons kung bakit hindi nila na-serve. Okay? So, we know that warrants of this sort are allowed. Now, ano yung warrant ni June Abines? But first of all, who is June Abines? June is a poet. Active siya sa social media. He has a significant following. Maraming beses na siyang naging viral. And kritiko siya ng administrasyong Marcos. Hanapin ko lang yung kanyang. Okay, yung warrant niya. Oops. With a warrant to search, seize, and examine computer data. So yun yung sinasabi ko. Base dun sa base uli doon sa batas, the warrant, yung third, the warrant to search, seize, and examine computer data. Okay, and then the warrant to examine computer data. So, pwedeng yung kunwari in the course of your arrest, meron kang cellphone, kalkalin yung cellphone. Yung kay June was the warrant to search, seize, and examine computer data. It's number 3, search, seize, examine. Authorizes law enforcers to search a particular place for items to be seized and or examined. Okay. So, according to June, nung nag-live siya, pinasok siya sila ng pulis sa bahay niya, prinisintahan ng warrant, kinuha yung kanyang computer, kinuha yung kanyang cellphone para ito ay ma-examine. And they did the examination even in the house. So, meron siyang mga pictures of that. I'm not sure kung kinuha na at nire-retain ng pulis yung kanyang mga gadgets. So, that's another thing na kailangan i-disclose sa publiko. Did they take his cellphone? Did they take his computer? How long do they have it? How long can they search, seize, and examine computer data? Hindi po maliwanag dito sa batas nito. Ang batas is, of course, the Cybercrimes Prevention Act. So, sandali, nahanap ko yung warrant rules. Yan. Oops, ayan. Yan, wala. So, is this, so tama ba na ginamitan ng ganitong warrant si June? Well, this is something you will have to conclude on your own. But let's discuss, ano ba ang crime? Kasi usually, pag sinesearch ka, may kaakibat na akusasyon, may krimen na iniimbestigahan ka o i-charge ka o na-charge ka na kung kaya't kailangan mag-search doon sa premises mo at i-search ang inyong mga devices. So, ano yung crime? Well, according to the warrant, the crime is violation of Article 154 of the Revised Penal Code, unlawful use of means of publication and unlawful utterances. Teka, ilagay natin dito sa kung ano yun. Yan. Article 154. Dali, mahaba ito. 154. Para nakikita niyo yung batas. Alright, here it is. Yan. Unlawful use of means of publication and unlawful utterances. Any person, so yung first two lang po ang kaakibat dito. So any person who by means of printing, lithography, or other means of publication shall publish or cause to be published as news any false news which may endanger the public order or cause damage to the interest or credit of the state. Let's examine that. Ano yung pinapunish? Publication, printing, lithography, pagpapahayag, pagpapublish, pagsasapubliko, making something public. So, ano yun usually? In the pre-internet age, yung publication meant na nilagay mo sa dyaryo, nilabas mo sa TV, nilagay mo sa libro, sa magazine, handouts na pinamimigay ninyo sa neighborhoods, and so on. So, ngayon, it is possible that they consider posting, well, for purposes of libel, halimbawa, publication po ang paglalagay sa internet, pagpo-post sa internet. So, posting on social media can be considered publication. But under the old law, it was the publisher who was being held responsible. So, normally, the publisher would be the platform. Pero, now, apparently, with the new technology, posting is considered also publishing. Well, let's see. Pero ano yung dapat pinublish? It has to be, may pinahayag ka, tapos pinalabas mo na news siya. See, it says, shall publish or cause to be published as news. So dapat, nung nilagay mo yun doon, parang pinalalabas mo na news siya. Tapos, dapat peke siya, false news. Ibig sabihin, hindi totoo yung nilagay mo, pero pinagmukha mo siyang news report. Tapos yung nilagay mo doon ay posibleng ma-endanger ang public order. Mamimeligro ang public order, pwede magkagulo, or cause damage to the interest of state interest, public interest, or to the credit of the state. Masiraan ng estado, masira ang credit standing, credit ranking, etc. Capabilities niya, financial capabilities yan. So, sa tingin ninyo, yung utterance kasi ni June, susanapin ko pa. Nasaan na yan? Nakita niyo ba, did everybody see kung ano yung supposedly pinost ni June? Marami na bang nakakita kung ano yung pinost ni June? Supposedly. Nag-post siya ng isang picture, AI-generated, of General Torre lying in a hospital bed. Tapos, ang nakalagay doon sa post niya ay, isinugod daw sa ospital si General Nicolas Torre. Ano kayang sakit niya? Mukhang malala. Padalhan kaya siya ng bulaklak ng Malacanang? O baka KOJC pa mauna mag-pray para sa kanya at magpadala ng bulaklak. Ang buhay ay parang gulong, minsan nasa itaas tayo, minsan nasa ibaba. Kaya mas okay magpakumbaba at rumispeto sa kapwa. Diba, General Nicolas Torre? Tapos nakalagay doon, picture CTTO. So yung AI-generated na picture shows General Torre nga lying in a hospital bed. Hindi naman conscious and mukha namang alerto. Okay? So yun po yung sinasabi na unlawful utterance or unlawful use of means of publication. So tingnan natin sa batas, unlawful use of means of publication. Kailangan pinublish mo as news. Yun yung first. Kailangan peke, o posibleng peke, AI-generated, tapos hindi niya din-disclose. Pero kailangan din maapektuhan ang state interest o kaya state credit o kaya ma-endanger ang public order. Posibleng magkagulo. So, sa tingin ninyo, may tendency ba ang picture na ganun na mag-cause ng gulo? Okay. So next, sinabi rin na unlawful utterance ito. So, ito yung unlawful utterance. A person who by the same means or by words, ay ibig sabihin publication, or by words, utterances, or speeches, shall encourage disobedience to the law or to the duly constituted authority. So, encourage disobedience to the authorities or to praise, justify, or extol any act punished by law. Doon sa pinost niya, doon sa picture, ito ba ay sa tingin ninyo posibleng mag-cause na ito ba ay praising, justifying, or extolling any act punished by law? So, parang, yikes. Okay. Bakit natin dinidiscuss yung merito ng kaso ni June? Kasi yung pag-seize ng kanyang computer at saka cellphone, kailangan kaakibat dun sa krimen na supposedly ginawa niya. Halimbawa, di ba, yung isang tao mayroon kayong impormasyon na gumagamit ng bawal na gamot. Pwede kang kumuha ng warrant for the search and seizure of the premises para makuha ninyo yung droga na yon. O mahuli yung taong gumagamit. O mahuli yung, yung whatever, paraphernalia dun sa lugar na yon. Dito, kumuha sila ng warrant to seize and examine the computer and cell phones. Pero ang krimen ay unlawful use of means of publication and unlawful utterances. Ito ba ay meron ba siyang nilimbag, pinublish, na nakaka-endanger ng public order? Nakaka-cause ng damage sa interest o sa estado na nakatago yon doon sa computer niya? Yung evidence of the crime was already the posting. Ano yung paghinahanap nila at kinailangan pa nilang kumuha ng warrant? Di ba nakapost eh? So nakikita natin na parang excessive. Okay, this is an opinion ha. I'm not saying that this is what the court will decide or if it becomes a court case. Kasi charge pa lang ang nakalagay. So, the question is the validity of this warrant. Tama ba na mag-issue ng warrant at i-execute ang isang warrant kung lahat ng ebidensya ay nakapost na sa social media? Di ba? Sabi ni Ma'am BM, wala po, masyado lang po yatang pinalaki ni Diwata. Nito kasi nga galit siya sa mga DDS. Well, para sa akin, if you just look objectively, ano yung purpose ng warrant? Ngayon, maraming mag-speculate. Kasi kung ang hinahanap nila ay ebidensya dun sa violation ng Article 154, yun nga yung krimen yung nakapost na AI, na photograph at saka yung post ni Sir June Abines na parang ang buhay ay parang gulong yan, minsan nasa taas, minsan nasa baba, may mga ganon. Tapos may katanungan, ano kayang sakit niya? Mukhang malala, padalan kaya siya ng Bulaklak, ng Malacanang, o baka kay OJC pa daw ang maunang magdasal para sa kanya. Nasaan doon yung false news, yung pagpapublish na, sir, stop. Yung pagpapublish bilang news item. Kasi yun ang nakalagay be published as news. Okay? Shall cause to be published as news. Sir Alpha, ano nga itong dalawa? Down. Sir Bruce. Go. Okay. So, publish as news. Tapos, yung false news na yon could endanger the public order. Uy. Sinasaktan ka, the baby. Okay. Hindi naman siya, on the other hand, meron ba ditong encourage to disobey the law? Meron ba ditong encouragement to disobey duly constituted authorities? Meron ba ditong pagpuri o pag-justify o pag-justify ng mga acts that are punishable by law. So paano yan? Okay, sige, sige, and we will end it here kasi mag-speech na daw si Tatay Tigong sa Cebu. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. We will we'll go live again tomorrow on this one. Ayokong sabayan si Tatay. Anyway, aalis naman kayo dito pagka So maraming salamat sa inyong lahat at sa tangkilik dito sa aming live ngayong araw na ito. So ulitin ko, ang dapat tanungin natin is kung nakaakibat na nararapat ba ang pag-issue ng search warrant kung ang ebidensya nakapost na. Nararapat ba yung pag-issue ng warrant na ito kung hindi naman nakita doon mismo sa charge sa kanya na significant na, kumbaga, kung may walang merito o tila hindi maliwanag ang merito nitong kaso niya. Okay? So maraming salamat at bukas na po tayo magkita, mag-speech na po si Tatay Digong. Maraming salamat. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Good night. Sabi ni Ma'am BM, tuloy nyo lang. Sabi ni Ma'am Leda, tuloy nyo lang. Ma'am, the moment may nag-post at sinabi, may nagsi-speech na si ganyan, o si ganito nasa ibang ibig sabihin, pinapublish nila na dapat pumunta na doon sa iba at manood. So pagbibigyan ko naman kasi lalong-lalo na si Tatay naman ito. Pero remember this, the moment you say, sige everybody, why don't we all watch dun sa kabila? So, okay, so maraming salamat. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Kasi gabi na mahirapan. I'm sure mahaba-haba yung speech ni Tatay. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.